What's up, y'all? Wanted to come and talk with you about something I was really just thinking about. And this is the tension that a lot of us as providers, both on a business ownership side as well as being a husband and father, that we struggle with every single day. And a lot of times that tension of being the provider, the care that you have for your team, for your family, that you want to make sure that you're providing for them, oftentimes comes off as if you just don't think everything is enough, that you have to keep trying. And that's not the case at all. Unfortunately, society has tried to teach us that we don't have to try, and yet we can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can become a millionaire by just simply showing up. And that's not the case at all. Those that actually get successful financially, that have great lives, have to do something about that. And they have to continue to strive time and time again. And this is something that I'm currently facing right now as I think about the business, especially. We have been blessed. We're getting so many people in reaching out, wanting us to help them with their services and help their business be able to grow. And I want to be able to take it all in. But at the same time, we're trying to get more people in to be able to fulfill our services and still have the same level of fulfillment that we have for each one of our clients. But there's that provider tension that I'm talking about. If I bring in more people, do I have enough leads coming in? Can I keep them busy? Or am I going to bring somebody in and then a month or two later I have to get rid of them because now the business isn't sustaining them? And this is something that as a business owner, a lot of employees don't understand, that this is something that goes through our mind every single day. And unfortunately, that translates over into our family life as well. We're thinking about how can we make our wives' life better? How can we make our kids' lives better? All while we have to continue working and try and be there in the present moment. And that is such a hard thing to do. I'm telling you, I struggle with it all the time. Here lately, actually, my wife has even been getting on to me about being on my phone so much more. And actually, I got a notification today saying that I've been spending about 8 hours a day on my phone. And like a lot of y'all, that's probably where you're at. You're spending so much time on the phone because there's so many things going on in the business. You've got somebody reaching out, trying to get work to come in. There's a fire you got to put out at work because somebody on the team might have not done something right, or there was a lack of communication. There's all these things happening at once. And I just want you to know that you are not in this alone. This is not just you that's dealing with this. That all of us guys that are business owners are dealing with this. But it's about how you deal with it that matters more than anything. At the end of the day, you cannot blow up on your team. You cannot blow up on your spouse. You cannot blow up on your kids. You have to almost internalize that. Talk with other business owners that are in the same situation as you. I can't tell you how often I have conversations with other guys and we're going through the exact same thing. But just from having that conversation alone, let alone getting that advice on things, helps out tremendously. And this is something actually we're working through right now, or I guess I'm working through it with our company. And I share this to hopefully give you some thoughts and ideas on how you can do better and be better as a business owner and as a leader. And so one of the things I was thinking about, because here lately, which has been helping so much in sales, I've been thinking about speed to lead, speed to lead, speed to lead. How can I speed things up to get on the conversation quicker, to see what the next steps are, see what they want, and get them an estimate? But now I've been getting so good at that, so fast at that, and there's been so many opportunities coming as well, which has helped a ton, that now our fulfillment is not where it needs to be. We really need more people in, but we're not able to recruit the right talent to be able to fulfill that service. So something now that I'm looking at is, rather than saying, hey, we can start with you next week, we're actually going to put a period in. We've already raised our prices. Let me go back to that. So we've raised our prices already substantially. And we've actually tripled our prices since starting doing this type of service that we do. But besides that, we've still been trying to go with next week, or that's what I've been trying to get on the team, but I'm realizing that we're not able to get enough talent in to be able to fulfill all the demand that's coming. So my next step now that I got thinking through as I was just thinking about this is that, okay, I need to schedule it for 2 weeks out. Much like anybody in construction, you're not going to start the next day. You've got to get lumber in. You've got to get material on site before you can even start. So somebody might want to start, but they've got to wait. And I'm realizing that that's something that I need to do in my business is, hey, you've got to wait. Now, we're going to have an express fee as well, that if you want something done quicker, we will put you to the top of the list, but you're going to pay for that. And so that's something we're adding in, which will help with more revenue. And if somebody really wants that service, well, they can pay for it or they can wait. And this is just something that I'm going to put into action. We'll see how it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out very well and take a lot of pressure off the team. But these are things that I have to think about. And I'm thinking about our clients. How are we going to fulfill them, make them happy, and get them something on time that they want? But how do I keep my employees happy and not burn out as well? And that's the tension that happens every single day. And so how I really came about thinking about this idea was really just thinking through, okay, what is the actual problem in my business right now? Is the problem isn't my team. My team is doing an excellent job. They are doing everything that I could ask of them and even more. And I thought, well, maybe if I pay them for overtime, but that's only a temporary thing. So what can I do? As I started to think through what these things are. And so for you in your business, in your life, there's something you're going through right now. And you just need to take a moment, take a step back and think about that situation and look at it from different aspects and think about a more sustainable approach. Because if you start trying to be everything to everyone at all times, it's not going to work out. You are simply going to burn out. But as a high achiever, I get it. You want to be everything to everyone and do everything at the most excellent version of yourself. But the only way to do that is actually to take a step back, to get away from the situation just a little bit and think through that. Like I mentioned with my example of we're trying to get as many people in as we can and help as many people out as we can, but then my bottleneck is my team. I could have easily blamed them, or I could have easily thrown more hours on them. And we probably will do some of that as well, just because, hey, I kind of put the situation here, team, please help me out. We're going to give you some more hours to work through these things so we can fulfill the people that we did in the time frame that we said we would do that. But then for future people that are coming on, we're going to put in place a period where you have to wait a couple weeks. And right now it may be 2 weeks. It may end up being a month. Depends on how much more busy we get and if we can get more people in. But I have to think about those things. Is my team going to be happy? Can I sustain having an even larger team? Because just because you have more people doesn't make it easier. It actually makes it harder, which goes back to you're constantly thinking about every single thing. And I'm going to be on the phone more and more and more. And as a business owner, yes, you want more, but you don't want more on your plate. So you have to take that step back and really think about that. And I know I kind of rambled on here, but these were just some thoughts that I had about that tension of like really trying to grow a business, but trying to grow your team and trying to be there for your family. And as I thought about my solution within my business, it was really about taking that step back and thinking through that. And when it comes to the time on the phone, I've been spending a lot of time on it with the family. And really, I'm just going to have to spend more hours in other places. I know that's not easy to do. It's not something that I want to do, but I can't take away that time from my family. I've just got to find other places to do that. My phone utilization will not go down because it's easier to do that. We've got JobTread, we've got Asana, I've got all the messages, emails, all there on my phone, and it's easy while I'm on the go to do those things. Of course, there's phone time where I'm on sales calls and everything too. Making content like this, although technically this isn't on my phone, but I have to find other places to be able to spend that time with a family and be there in that present moment, because me being on my phone is not being present, is not being the most excellent version of myself. So if you're struggling right now with that tension of being the provider, of being the best in every situation, take a step back and assess the situation from all angles. Don't just think about it from yours. Don't just think about, well, everybody's going to understand that, it's crazy right now. They just need to just put their head down as well. No, you're the business owner. You're the leader. You're the one that's going to do that. So you have to be the one to make that change. So again, this was just a little bit of a ramble, not really anything structured, just some thoughts that I had, and I just wanted to share it today. But keep your head up. You're in this for the long run, not just the short term. This too shall pass.